This shit's pump, bro. What the fuck? Dude, my arm feels so heavy. Like right here, it's not even funny. You can tell, man. Like, you see it like in the mirror? All right, what's up guys? Here we are back with another training video. Today we're gonna do something kind of fun, man. We're just gonna train some arms. My videographer has some free time, so he hit me up kind of last minute. And you know, I'm gonna take advantage of any chance he has to come out and we can get some content out to you guys. So we're gonna do some arm training today. We're 15 weeks out from the 2020 Arnold Classic, Ohio, and about 23 weeks out, or sorry, 18 weeks out. I'm jumping ahead. 18 weeks out from the Arnold Classic, Australia. So you guys know those are both of the shows that's on the book. So we're in full prep mode now. We're about 15 weeks out exactly, coming this Saturday. So everything's on point. You know, the weight's doing what it wants to do. I never really care about what my weight does. I just care about how I look. So the diet, we're sticking to that pretty tough. It's not really a hard prep at this point because I'm not too far out of competition, you know, weight or competition shape. So it didn't take very long for me to get in shape for a contest. So I usually stay, you know, pretty lean year round, you know, which is what I actually posted on social media today on Instagram. And that was just, you know, telling you guys that you can gain muscle by actually staying in, you know, relatively close competition shape throughout the year. So like I said, anything that's been going on lately, not probably even a couple of weeks ago, I had actually had eye surgery. So I posted something on Instagram. I was kind of laughing. It was a little bit funny, like I was having a major surgery, but I actually had a couple of styes that popped up on my left eye. Something I've been dealing with. This was back actually in July. And I thought it would go away on its own, but one of my clients is an ophthalmologist, so he told me that sometimes it's happened, it's more common than what you think, and they have to actually go in and surgically remove, you know, any of the scar tissue or what may be left behind. So dealt with that for a little bit. It kind of put training off for just a couple of days, but like I said, that's decided that now I'm back on track, and we're pretty excited, man. It's that time, you know, we're getting going here, we're rolling. Like I said, we've been about a couple weeks in, getting into the groove, and you know, here I'll catch stride in another couple weeks or so. So this content will be coming out pretty regularly. But like I said, that's enough talking. We're gonna get started with some isolation on triceps first, isolation on biceps, and I'm gonna go into a couple compound movements. But you guys know I love training arms. I took a break from training them individually, but now I'm back to doing that, and hopefully you guys will enjoy this content. I mean, who doesn't want bigger arms? So you guys follow the workout, comment below, subscribe to the channel, and let me know what you guys think. So let's get to work. All right guys, so we're gonna start this isolation on triceps. So to make this easy, I'm just gonna kind of go across my body with these. The weight's just 40 pounds, it's nothing crazy. First exercise, just getting warmed up, trying to get some blood in there. All right, so we saw a normal 20 reps on that one. It's gonna go right back into it. What's really important in starting with this isolation stuff is getting that squeeze in. So that's gotta take advantage of the lightweight. Because keep in mind, we're not just trying to build the muscle, only trying to sculpt it. So especially in your triceps, you don't get that nice horseshoe shape. So it's important you get that squeeze in. So I say, you know, so just 10 pounds increase, nothing crazy. Burning pretty quick. It's nighttime here. Good thing about training at night, like I told you guys before, I get a chance to get more food in. So I should get pretty good pump throughout this workout. We'll see once the blood starts flowing here in a minute. Luckily for me, arms is not really a group that I have to train like crazy. I had big arms before I had anything else. Even when I was boxing at 200 pounds, even before I was doing that, at 170 pounds, my arms were still bigger than the rest of my body. Okay, that's it for that. See, as I noticed, rest time in between those sets wasn't very long at all. Training arms, I always tell people all the time, you know, higher intensity, higher volume is always the best way to go. Of course, you want to lift heavy, but it's such a smaller muscle group in comparison to the rest of the body that your job is to get as much blood in there as you can, as quick as you can. So I feel like starting off, you know, the rest period shouldn't be too long. It should be just enough to let the burning stop. You get ready for the next set. So in this one, I'm just gonna use this preacher curl machine, do isolation, just to get the biceps going. So you guys will notice through these reps how I get a pretty good stretch on the bicep. You don't really want to develop a short bicep if you can help it. Part of it's genetics. You know, some people just have a shorter bicep than others. Mine is longer. So you see it stretches from shoulder to elbow. So what I try to do is not a full extension, but just short of a full extension when training. So this way, I actually get tension all the way through. So in the muscle, from the very bottom, I'm not short stopping and just curling like you see a lot of people do. Because then what they do is, like I said, and I get a chance to lengthen that bicep muscle. And you don't really want to have a short bicep if you can help it. You don't really want to just run through the reps. You want to try to give it a good squeeze at the top if you can. Kind of like if you're flexing it without any weight, because then that way you can really work on a peak. Same thing on these. Rest time isn't very high. Just enough for a quick second to let the blood flow. That's it. Gotta be mindful for myself anyway when training biceps, because they'll take over really quick. My biceps develop a little faster than my triceps do. So I'd be careful. That's why when I go through some of these workouts, you'll see me do, on arms anyway, especially today, you'll see me do more tricep movements, a little more volume on triceps as opposed to biceps. So you want to create that good balance, because for me, triceps were something that I didn't train as hard when I first started out like I did biceps. So I had that imbalance. You know, when I started competing and stuff like that, you can kind of see that the bicep was so overpowering that it made it seem like my triceps were small, but they weren't. I mean, at that time, I think when I started competing, my arms were about 19, 20 inches. Now they're 23 inches. And so in order to keep that same good symmetry, I gotta make sure to train my triceps a little bit harder so I gotta catch that area up, you know. And then the bigger they get, I have to train my shoulders harder because I can't have big arms and little shoulders. So that's the beauty of this thing though, is once you improve one place, you gotta improve somewhere else too. All about balance. And you guys will notice, I mean, it just depends on what your preacher curl machine is like. But for me, I'm standing up over this one. So this way, there's no shoulder involvement. There's no extra movement that's gonna help me get the weight up. On my elbow, my triceps planted flat against the pad. So this way, the only movement I'm getting is just in my elbow, which is what you want when you're trying to train your biceps. Triceps as well, you wanna try to keep that rear delt out of it. You don't really wanna bend over if you can help it. You know, if you have to do that, then the weight might be too heavy. So just lighten it up just a little bit. It's all about that squeeze and contraction. All right, guys, so on these tricep pushdowns, I use this V-bar attachment. So this is a newer attachment here at Raw Gym. You can see how the grip is a lot thicker. What I've noticed when using this grip, I'm not sure if that's a particular purpose for it, but I get a little bit more pump in my forearm, and it allows me to really focus more on my tricep as opposed to if I'm using like the smaller grip. And that one I don't get much engagement, at least I don't feel like it. But on this one, and it has these huge grips on the bottom, so I just plant my outside of my hand against there, and that way I'm pushing with all tension strictly on my tricep. So I don't even have to grip it if I don't want to. I could just really keep my fist closed, you know, but that's with this particular grip. So you'll see my hands, I can actually use this like this. Or like I said, if I want to grip, just grab right here, same deal. So I'm gonna do right here, I'm gonna try to go for this little set that I like to do is 50, 40, 30, 20 reps. So you have an increase every time. I'm not sure if that's 50, but it's close enough. When we're going to mess around, I'd rather get to the heavier weight. So let's take about a 1 minute break on that. Let the blood flow. I don't know if you guys were counting, but that was 40 reps. I got a pump today, quick. I'm gonna drop set on this last one. Shit burns. You should bite your lip. So now I was gonna get into some free weight. You'll notice so far I just kind of bounce back and forth. One bicep, one tricep. So I'm gonna stick to the pattern throughout this workout. Sometimes I'll run them, you know, all in a row. I'll do all 3 tricep movements, 3 or 4, however many I do in a row. But today I just kind of wanted to bounce back and forth. This way, you know, it gives my arms time to warm up each side. My elbows get warm. So now we're gonna go to some dumbbells. We're gonna do some dumbbell hammer curls. So I want you guys to pay attention to on this movement, right? Instead of me just going, and I'll explain this once I get over there, but instead of me just going through the motion, you actually see me on both hands actually release my wrist down. Now I'm gonna attempt to get more forearm engagement in. So this way, this brachial muscle will get some blood too. and it's not just a bicep. So, you know, because you want to have that thickness all the way out through your arms and not just at the top, and then your arms lay skinny down here because you don't have any forearms. This is a good way to kind of knock that out in both movements. So hammer curls will work your brachial muscle and your bicep. So let's go knock some of those out. You'll see once I come down that I actually release this and allow that muscle to stretch a little. And then once I come up, I'm actually gonna bring that up. Okay, so that's on both sides. And you'll see down at the bottom where it you'll see it engage as I kind of release it and then turn it up. So you'll see my forearm getting engaged all throughout the rep. So it's gonna run 10, 10, 10. So what you'll notice as we go through this movement, you'll see even without the weight in my hand, if you extend your wrist or contract it, you'll see your forearm get involved. So you want to try to do that throughout the movement, with the dumbbell in your hand. So that way it helps grow those forearms. And that'll help when you're training back because your grip strength will actually improve. So this way you'll still use straps, because I use straps when I train back, towards the later end of the workout. But when you first start off, you don't really have to run and grab your straps, because this way you're strengthening your forearms and they can actually handle that heavy weight. Variation of increased weight. So instead of me doing 4 sets, I'll probably end up doing 5, 6, or maybe even 7 sets of these particular type of hammer curls, because this way I'm getting a fair amount of volume and I'm not just aiming for a heavier weight. But I will get pretty heavy. But like I said, in this particular movement, I want to be able to engage the forearm. So just keep that in mind when you're increasing the weight throughout each set. And the rest time isn't that long either. You take about maybe 45 seconds, 60 seconds at most if the weight's heavy enough. So I don't know if you guys can tell, but you'll see it's pretty pumped. It's not just hitting my bicep, it's hitting my forearm too. So it works. Just keep that in mind. When you're training, you're trying to get the most out of every single exercise. So if you can hit the smaller muscle group, forearms, I've said it before, it's like the calves of your arm. So you have a huge bicep, huge tricep, and then you have sticks for forearms. Now you gotta try to train those too. And this is the best way so far I've found. I've used reverse curls. I've done that in front with a camber bar, even behind the back. But this here is something I've been doing, for maybe a past couple of arm workouts, and it's really effective. I can really tell, that my forearms are responding to it just that quick. It's a nice burn. So we're gonna continue on some triceps. We're gonna do some skull crushers, right? I use camber bar for this. The highest we have here at the gym are about 110. So what I'm gonna do, instead of just going for a heavier weight, I'm gonna try to move through the movement at a little bit of a slower pace. So this way I can actually contract the tricep and get the most out of it. So I wanna knock some of those out. It's pretty nice. I almost have this whole area to myself. I don't know about you guys, but an empty gym is always a plus for me. If I could have the whole gym to myself all the time and train, that'd be perfect. So you can really focus in on what you're trying to do, whether you're competing or not. It's just good to get in here and get in the zone. You're not distracted by anything. And I learned to put my phone away too. You know, answering text messages, Instagram, all that stuff. I don't have time for that when I'm training. So anyone calls, texts, emails when it's time to train, I shut it down. It is all business. You know, that's my hour to get better. You know, if nothing else is focused throughout the day, it's gonna be focused on this workout. Skull crushers, really good exercise. Only thing about it is you have to make sure you find that sweet spot, you know, using this type of bar, because it has the curves in it. So you'll see I'll kind of adjust my hands to see which spot feels better. Sometimes closer grip feels better, sometimes wider grip feels better. But either way, as long as you're contracting your tricep, I don't think I have a preference either way. As long as you're pumping the blood in there, that's it. I'll see some people do these very heavy, and you know, I don't really get full range of motion because the weight's so heavy. And you got to think this is an unorthodox position for your elbows to be in. You know, lean back behind your head. So you want to be mindful of those, your joints, ligaments, and tendons, the internal parts with that heavy weight. So I don't really use wraps or anything like that. So this way I can actually feel if I'm targeting the muscle more or am actually doing more damage to the internal parts, because this way you can stay away from things like tendonitis and just those little annoying aches and pains that you may have when you're trying to train. You know, nobody wants to deal with that. All right, guys, so now we're gonna go back to dumbbells again, but I'm gonna do isolation. So I'm gonna do a few sets, isolation dumbbells, and what you'll notice on these, I'm gonna try to get the forearm involved again. So if you've seen probably other people train biceps, when they do traditional curls, they'll give that slight turn at the end. That's actually a good way to get your forearm involved, doing them that way as well. So that's what I'm gonna do throughout these next few sets. I'm gonna try to get a good squeeze on my forearm on a contraction. This is not bad for 15 weeks. Not bad at all. Just getting started. Do we still got abs? Oh, yep. We have some. All right, guys, we're gonna do some tricep pushdowns with the rope. It's probably gonna be the last exercise. My arms are about spent. When they say enough's enough, see how to get off of them. So, these, I'm gonna actually do these with my back up against this. So this way, well, if it'll even allow me to clear. Okay, scratch that, that's not gonna work. So do traditional. Using the rope for triceps might actually be my favorite attachment to use, only because I feel like I get a good pump all the way throughout the tricep. Using those other attachments, the bar and stuff is cool, but I actually feel like I get the most work out of this one. Also, using the rope kind of makes you keep the amount of weight in check, because you know, if you go and use the whole stack or something and you're, you know, kind of leaning over, like I said, getting your shoulders involved, you're not really hitting your tricep as much as you can. So if you just keep that in mind and focus on the squeeze, it actually, you get some good reps, good sets out of using this rope. Now, I'm not gonna do it today, but I've seen some people actually doing curls with the rope. That can be really effective if you add in that one extra little squeeze I was telling you about earlier at the top. If you do that, get that forearm involved, that'll make those curls using this rope really effective. So I haven't tried that method myself, but I just noticed on social media and people I see around the gym sometimes, I like to do curls doing that. So give that a try if you're one of those people that likes to use this for curls as a variation for bicep training. Get that squeeze in there. It'll definitely make a difference for you. Wow. That was a good one, guys. That was, oh man. So that wraps it up. I got a good amount of movements in, biceps, triceps. You know, the whole focus was just a lot of volume, a few different variations, try to get the whole arm really pumped up. So we achieved that goal. Like I said, this was just a fun workout, something to come in and knock out. So if you guys are, you know, on the move and in a hurry and you just want to train something really quick, you know, get in here, follow this arm workout, keep the intensity high, you know, reps as high as possible. Just kind of move through there. Rest time no longer than 45, 60 seconds. This way you can kind of get in here and get after it. You know, put your music on, get your favorite playlist, get in here and get to work. For myself, you know, 15 weeks. Arnold Classic is my first Arnold Classic. Looking to do very well. So, you know, we'll see. I'm looking forward to all the guys showing up. Everyone's gonna bring their best, I'm sure. And, you know, I'm looking forward to going head to head with all these guys. And, you know, like I said, it's game time. No more messing around. No more playing around on my diet. I'll have Thanksgiving, Christmas. I'll get to enjoy, you know, what I want to eat those couple of days. And of course, it's gonna be right back to work. So, you know, next time, guys, we'll get you that chest workout that I was telling you about last time. And it's gonna be a good one. So until then, like I said, you guys follow me on Instagram, Patrick T. Moore, my videographer, Raul, Texicali Studios. You know, let us know what you guys like about the video, what you didn't like. Let us know what you want to see. Give the workout a try, comment, subscribe to the channel, and we'll see you guys at the next workout. Peace.